Eli, are those swallow birds?
They are.
Really?
A couple of them. Like
I love those. I was actually going to do those on my thighs instead of the eagles.
like my last name.
Oh, those are really nice. Are those single?
I didn't even realize that.
They're all pretty like that. Yeah.
Eli Kim-Swallow.
And then I
knew they were swallow birds. I didn't
I
just
got
think
another
about it.
I got another single needle one here. This is the best one by far. Just a sword.
Oh, I want to get something like that.
Are you getting a sword too?
Well, so I.
Got a little balloon too. Oh, we're for everything here. Got a little balloon too. I'm
Who's
going all in,
who's your
boys.
artist?
This guy's name is a Korean guy named.
Of course, a Korean.
Yeah. It's like, such a fake.
I'm curious.
Korean.
I'm wondering if you can say the
I
same
can say
guy.
3 words in Korean. They're on my body. Zake Tattoo. Is
Bro,
the
I
name.
went to him yesterday.
Shut up.
Zeke at Chronic Ink.
Oh, let's see the tattoo.
Zake at Tattoo People.
Oh, Zeke.
Yeah.
It's not Zeke.
AKE.
Oh, my guy's name is Zeke.tattoo or whatever on Instagram.
These
I went
guys.
yesterday. I got one on my. It's on my.
Take
my arm out?
Take
It's
it
okay,
off.
it's on
Take
the
the whole fucking shirt off.
Duh.
Oh,
Let's see
dude,
it.
I lost a couple pounds on
My
this
boy's
diet.
been on that
Show us.
carnivore diet. They just
Do it,
fucking
do it,
itching
do
to
it,
take
do
his
it.
tarp off.
Still-
Oh, looks good, though.
That's beautiful.
I'm glad you went with the circle.
These are my 2 newest ones. Yeah, the circle's a lot better.
Yeah.
So this one's like Greek mythology. It's kind of like the story of Icarus, but it's a different one.
That's
Similar
sick.
thing. And this one I got from a guy recently, Weird Tattoos. Shout out to Weird Tattoos. Both Zeke and Weird are like, they're really sick. I've been trying to go to them for a
I've
while.
seen weird tattoos on Instagram.
Weird Tattoos are some of the best portraits I've like. You had one of Jimi Hendrix on some guy. Holy shit! It looks real.
I think he has a Robin Williams one. I'm not.
Yeah. That's like almost blurred, kind
Yeah.
of, or like two.
I think so. It's him with a beard. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
I
he's like laughing.
Yeah.
He.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, but yeah, yours are. I noticed that they're like single
Yeah.
needle. And that's I think my hair style. Most 90% of mine are single needle.
I think
Who's the girl that just moved in?
Aiko.
Aiko. Yeah,
She's
apparently
a-
she's like sick too.
She's done
Here.
literally right in here. Shout out to Aiko. She
yeah, huge shout out.
I got my first tattoo from her a few years ago at she was at Black Widow on Spadina
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah. Spat in Queen. there.
Yeah. So she, what are you laughing at?
I thought about something completely off
Oh,
topic,
okay.
so that's why I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
want to say
she's,
that.
You do that?
Yeah.
I do that too.
She's really good. She did the butterfly on my shin that gives me the most. It's interesting because
Sugar,
the butterfly I
baby.
have like all my buddies make fun of me for it.
I actually like it. I actually like it.
joke
I love
about
it.
Like
Yeah.
like DB when I got it, he started singing "You're my butterfly, sugar."
Town.
baby."
No,
yeah.
Crazy Town.
Crazy.
Butterfly. Remember the one hit wonder?
So
know
he was
every
kind of
word to
like
that
teasing
song.
me about it, and then the guy's kind of like, "Why are you gonna butterfly?" And I was like, "You know what? I just really liked it." And it's funny because that is the tattoo for some reason I get the most compliments from females on. Like they see like, "Oh, I love the butterfly."
It's
I'm like,
beautiful.
"Thank you."
I've seen that one
That
before.
wasn't the intention of why I got it. I just thought it was cool. I wanted something on my shin. Aiko did that one. Turned
George
out
is
sick.
blossoming out of his shell like a butterfly out of a cocoon.
Well, it's funny. I was golfing this weekend. And a guy.
It was a caterpillar one time, then it turned into
It
a freaking
evolved.
butterfly.
I evolved it over
Such
time.
a bad joke.
I played golf. I was in our member this past weekend, and I was playing with these older guys, really cool guys. They actually ended up winning our flight. We were just making small talk, and one day he's like of all my tattoos, because I was wearing shorts, you can see most of mine. He's like, "Why butterfly?" And I was like, "Honestly, I wish I had a good answer, but it's probably like one of the few that has absolutely no meaning." But I guess
Do some members give you a hard time for having exposed tattoos on the course?
Not really. There's a lot of guys at my course that have like they have like a lot of guys have sleeves. A lot of hockey players. that
Why?
go
Sorry,
there.
you're not allowed to have tattoos on golf
No,
courses?
but like I know what he means. Like
No.
older guys.
yeah.
Like, I played golf with guys.
It's still an old school kind of energy, you know. They don't want some places don't want you on the phone in the clubhouse.
that
Some-
I can't. That for sure. I can't
smoking
do.
cigarettes on the course
not
and
allowed to
stuff
be on the
like
phone
that.
in
You
the
can't be on the phone in the clubhouse or not on the course. You're not supposed to either.
Can't change your shoes in the parking lot.
A lot of private courses, stuff
yeah.
like that. You got to be careful. Yeah.
Your bucket
Ricky
hat
was
would be,
there.
your
I don't want to say the
bucket hat
course,
would
but
be faux pas.
Bro, I fucking
No,
rock. I
people
only
rock
wear
bucket
bucket
hats.
I only rock bucket hats if I'm golfing. I
Yeah.
can't wear another hat.
I didn't. Shout out to Big Dog Golf. Didn't go this year.
Neither did
So
I. I was in
sad.
New York
Yeah.
from Reddy's bachelor party.
I thought the deposit day was the event, not the actual event date. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. Of course I can. Then I found I have a wedding on that date, so I couldn't go. I'm watching all these videos.
Moretti and Shea.
Shay's a golfer, eh?
buddy. He's entering a tournament, or he just entered a tournament. Either one of the
is
two.
he really good?
He cracked 80 a couple weeks ago.
Cracked par.
Cracked par. Yeah, no, he cracked. So
He
par,
broke
80, whatever,
par.
man. He had a really good round like a couple weeks
Listen,
ago.
respectfully, 80 is cool. Par is 72.
Yeah, he crushed it the other day. So he entered his first tournament. And he goes, I'm probably going to lose, but I don't give a fuck. I just want to enter. It's still unreal.
Shout out to
good.
Shea Morrison.
Yeah, but what I was saying, him and Moretti, they spoke about doing their golf tournaments and like discuss this, and then neither of them thought about telling each other about their dates of their golf tournaments.
Nope.
So then Shay's tournament's booked the same weekend as Moretti's bachelor party. And I was like, Moretti, like you couldn't have told them you were planning on doing a bachelor party. You guys obviously talked about your golf tournaments. Like, Shay invites me. Oh, here it is. I'm like, bro, I can't go. I got Murray's bachelor. He's like, oh, that's the same day? I was like, yeah, you guys were on the phone like 2 weeks ago. Didn't you talk about this?
Do you ever think about doing a Crown Entertainment reunion with Givambi DJing?
Bro, all the time.
We're really hopping all over the place here.
All the time, Eli. All the time, bro. All the
At
time.
Sea Lounge.
Fuck, I just want to throw like one.
Can I get a
rager
comp
party.
and a +1,
Yeah,
please,
like
Rick?
everybody.
Please.
Please. No, I know. I was actually thinking about the other day because our group of friends, we used to go out, get bottles, and like have crazy nights all the time. And we haven't gone to a club and done bottle service in forever. And George, remember you said you were going to do it for your birthday?
Yeah, then I realized I don't care about that shit.
Yeah, but it's like I miss the nights where like we get together, we pre-drink at like 9, 10 o'clock, and then like we go to the club, we get bottles, and we all like get crazy
The
drunk. and
bottles thing, you really want to do that? Like,
Oh, man,
I'm
yes.
down to have the same crew, same groups, same events on a patio or on a boat.
yeah, in the summer, yeah, patio's
on a
obviously
boat,
nice, right?
You know, but bottle service, I don't know.
I still love it.
I was debating doing it for my birthday just because it was like as most people did have 2 birthdays through like a pandemic, but mine were like both in the middle of a lockdown, so I didn't do much. I literally stayed home twice. I think I was with Ricky and DB one, and then my girlfriend for the other. I think. So as mine was approaching, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Like maybe going to a nightclub, like old times, one last time would be fun. Because I also just generally don't enjoy. Sorry, not enjoy. Because I don't stay up late enough most days to be going like out to nightclubs anymore. Like patios I do, and sometimes it carries on late, but I don't like want to anticipate going somewhere at midnight.
The day event is the play these days.
So that's why. Like I was
Sunday,
thinking about doing it, and I just backed out.
I didn't see Ricky smile. I heard Ricky smile when I said Sunday's a good day drinking event day. And
Yesterday I started drinking at noon. I was in bed, dead asleep by 9 p.m.
It's perfect.
Maybe even earlier, to be honest.
It's perfect.
I think I walked home when it was still sunny yesterday. And I slept. I woke up. Yeah, I was tired because you have a crappy sleep. But I'm like, I'm not like deathly hungover. I made it to work on time. I was fully functional all day today. Amazing. The only thing that sucked is I didn't work out yesterday. But
You want to talk about hangovers? Sorry, that's the best way to do it. But like, I'll tell you what's not a good way to do it is. So I played. Justin Jalak.
yeah, he knows Jayla.
Yeah.
Lachine.
Yes. Is it Lachine or
Lakeen?
Lakeen, yeah.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
We
So like, if I've been saying it wrong for like 10
I'm
years.
putting a little bit of a jus on that, I guess. Lachine.
we played in the Member together. So we played in the member together on Friday. It started Friday afternoon. Justin is a 26 handicap.
Bro, how are you see that bad if he has a golf membership?
Hold on. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of guys at the course that are not very good. Like some guys just don't. Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Sometimes golf is
not. He's not very
secondary.
good. I'll explain the story.
Okay, sorry.
So I'm a 13 index, so my handicap was a 15 that day or something. But I've also been playing with a sprained ankle all year, so I couldn't turn, all this stuff. 2 weeks for the tournament, like leading up to it, like I was like dialed in. I was shooting my best rounds. So I was like, people are going to call me a sandbagger. First, like, hold, like, you're a sandbagger. Because I just absolutely crushed the ball. But anyways, Justin and I played on the member. We played in 2019. And we played in 2019. He was also like a 29 handicap. He shot his best round I've ever seen him shoot. So this time we go into it, we're like, let's just have fun. Like, we're just like, have a good time, shoot the shit.
Greasy plays.
Oh my God. If I tell you, like, this is the problem, is that I play well under pressure and he does too. It's weird. Like, I've played with him many times. He shoots like in the high 90s. He had like a gross birdie. That means you know what that means. For like it was a net 2 or 1 or something. I don't know. He was dialed. No, sorry. Like he was just dialed in. Like we could not miss. And even the holes where he played bad on, I was dialed in. So on a par 3, 16th hole, it would have been our 16th hole. We started shocking him. 16th hole. At this point, we're like 7 under. We're like in contention. Like actually, we're probably tied for first this point.
You're pissing off some members as well.
Yeah, like guys are like, come on, like, you can't be. And like guys, I swear to God, I've been playing this. Like I'm not this good. Justin, I know, like he knows the same thing. So even on the holes where he shot poorly, like his handicap would indicate, like he hit a missile somehow over the green, hits the car path, ball gone. So I got to go up and redeem us. Otherwise, we're going to triple bogey, fall out of the lead. I hit an iron. I skull it. It lands 2 feet from the hole, and I had 1 stroke on that hole, so I got a net hole in 1. So it shaved 2 strokes off. Just like
Yeah.
You guys win the whole thing?
We ended up going back to the point of hangovers. So we're at so it's a long story. We're -8, tied for first. And I'm like, and I didn't drink the whole round. Me and Justin both didn't drink. And I was actually fasting that day. So I didn't even eat the whole round. I had like a half a meat, a hot dog, whatever. But anyways, fasting. So we're done the round. I'm like, we're tied for first. We're not drinking tonight. And there's like typically a dinner after, and it gets kind of crazy. All the guys have a good time. I was like, I'm not drinking. He's like, come on, man. Like you, like it's. Then I start hanging out with like younger members on that stuff. We have a couple glasses of wine. Then I get to the Negronis. Then like, I got home still by like 1, but we had to tee off at 8 a.m. the next day. Oh, we imploded. All right, we definitely played to our handicap, but being out in 30-degree heat at 8 a.m. with a hangover, that was arguably.
Did you drink on Saturday?
I had to have a couple to take the edge off.
I was gonna say like
Yeah.
I had like
that's rough.
We started at 8 a.m. and we started like on hole 7, the halfway house on 9. We grabbed like a Caesar and like a couple other things and just take the edge off. We still finished tied for second in our flight somehow. But yeah, that was a big mistake.
I've got a good question for both of you. Tell me the story behind your worst hangover ever.
Oh, how much time you got?
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. Like worst ever.
Or one that comes to mind.
Okay,
for
come
sure.
on. Yeah, I knew. That's an easy
When
one.
you're pointing at each other.
No,
It's college
buddy,
days.
Havar, no.
This is like 4 or 5 years ago.
I'll tell the Coles Notes version.
Yeah.
Havar, we went out. We had like a really late night. And
Carpe diem.
Yeah, we were up for like breakfast. And I like honestly, like you're like just rough. I mean, shambles. I'm like, all right, let me have a couple Aperol. Like, let me have an Aperol spritz to get the day going. It was like probably.
And we had to switch. Mind you, we had to switch hotels that day, or Airbnbs that day,
So we're like in limbo. So we sat at the bar by the port
with our shit.
and I just like had one Aperol spritz, and I'm like, okay, like not feeling great. Yeah, maybe one more. And essentially, I probably had like
6, 7.
6, 7, and I was like, just like absolutely pickled by like 11.
PM,
Yeah. No, even earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And
Noon.
then we kept going to bed. I'm like, Rick, I gotta go sleep. Like, I'm gonna die. So we got checked to the hotel by like whatever noon, and I blacked out for 24 hours.
Literally, I'm not kidding. 24 hours straight. I don't think the guy was alive.
And so that was a double hangover because I was hungover in between changing hotels. So I tried to take the edge off, took off too much of the edge, and then the next day I was a zombie.
That was a good one.
What about you?
Eli.
Buddy. You guys heard of Four Locos?
Yeah, of
Yo.
course. The old ones?
You know where last time
The
I had those
OG
ones?
Four Locos.
Were you there that weekend when we went to go see Viola in Potsdam? Were you there? You were
No,
there.
I was
No?
probably in Oswego having myself some Four Locos as well.
I could have swore you were some.
No.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
So like obviously
Some other
once-
half Asian dude.
Yeah.
I thought he was there for some reason.
We all mixed together. Played D3 at Oswego. Had the privilege of watching many games, but had the privilege of also drinking real U.S. priced booze and Four Locos when they were to the original.
Before they started making people's hearts stop, basically.
Well, the equivalent to what I
No,
was.
weren't the original ones the
The
ones
ones
that
that,
made-
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. While they were
For
still
my first 2 years of university, we had the original sold to us in a gas station, available to us in a gas station.
And aren't they like a buck or something?
They're considered, I think they're like $2.99, and it's like the equivalent of like 2 beers and a Red Bull per can.
Yeah.
I think even more caffeine.
Maybe more. It's
a
absurd.
lot. It's a lot. Because a tall boy, it's a lot of caffeine.
So you'd have one of those to pre-drink. Some of these guys, myself included.
You're fucking
If you
weird.
really want to. So one time I floored it and said, let's do 2. And then you have another something else, whatever. Then you have 3. And then the malt vinegar Four Loko hangover is like nothing you could ever understand.
Wait, malt vinegar?
Malt vinegar, malt liquor.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It probably could have been. It was that it was that bad. But like, I remember waking up and not even knowing where I was. Didn't even think what country I was in, but like just completely obliterated on this like Four Loko stuff. 2 years later, it's illegal.
Does it
Yeah.
still exist today?
Not illegal. They changed it to like being
They changed the
less
formula or something.
caffeine,
Yeah.
or I think it was like
Because like people
taurine
are
in
actually
it.
dying on it.
Some
Yeah.
kids
Oh
are.
yeah. U.S. college, well, and the whole the U.S. party scene.
I've seen people funnel them.
Yeah.
Back in college, like. Or
Well, the
university.
U.S. party
I
scene's
might-
different.
I might have hit one once. No, I'm kidding.
Well, the US
I've seen people funnel
George,
them.
like, yeah, I fucking did it once.
No,
I only did half of it though.
Go
When
ahead,
you
sorry.
go to like at Western, like you guys are going to bars at like it's 19. U.S. it's 21. So if you can't go to a bar, you're throwing an absolute
Rager.
ridiculous American Pie style house party, and like college was a good time. I wish I played more hockey, but it was a good time. for
How
sure.
many years did you play there? Like actually play
4 years, 4 full years of college.
And you played all 4 years?
Yeah, on the roster.
Yeah, I knew it was going somewhere. This was all.
on the roster
asterisk
for all
is there an
4
asterisk
Second
somewhere?
year I played a lot, and third and fourth year it was like anything, you learn a lot going through a
A
tough
little bit
time.
closer. The mic, just a little bit. There you go.
You learn a lot going through a tough time, not playing a lot, but at the same time, it was a hell of a time.
When we were kids, Eli was sick.
Oh yeah,
Like Eli was like number 2 or 3 on our team.
I was good. And
Yeah.
then
It was like
and then life
Corey,
happened.
and then like Robin Surdick, and then you.
Some names there, man. Oh my gosh. Once upon
Remember
a
Robin
time.
Surdick? Did he ever make it?
I don't know. I think I think he was also in soccer and stuff like that. But Corey's still playing in the K.
Yeah.
Robin Surdick went to my school.
Did he?
Played on like every fucking team.
Yeah. That guy, there's just an athlete.
He was a defenseman, yeah?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Crazy slap shot too.
Yeah.
Crazy Croatian.
He's good. Surdick. SRTIC, whatever.
With like one of the letters had the little thing.
Surtic.
Yeah.
Well,
One of the letters
I
had
don't
the
know,
little thing.
Georgie, but like, I don't know if you guys cross paths a lot, but like we didn't cross paths in high school.
No, but
At
all
all.
the guys in my high school played. I didn't play hockey ever. I mean, I played like for a bit, but like I just
George can take a slap shot but can't skate.
I can rip a clapper. But
Well, you're the baseball
Yeah.
hips.
I mean, I wasn't even that good at shooting it. My buddies probably just gassed me up, making me feel
No,
like I
George,
was
you have a decent slap shot.
probably okay. I got some
Yeah.
weight. I can throw some weight behind it.
Yeah.
Got a good drive too, I bet. Are you a lefty?
A righty.
Righty.
Hockey lefty, golf righty, which is weird.
Lefty
Right?
hockey, lefty
Yeah, very
lefty
weird.
golf. I'm a
You-
lefty.
Yeah, I'm a lefty. That's like standard.
You're a southpaw goalie. You're the weirdest guy on the block.
yeah, that's odd. That's odd to be southpaw goalie, but a lefty shot. But you
Yeah.
golf right.
But I started playing golf originally as a kid. So I golfed righty. My dad was a righty. He cut his clubs for me. Started right-handed. When I played hockey. My cousins, we played in their basement. They were all lefties. They used their sticks. And I didn't play a lot of hockey when I was young. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I guess, ambidextrous. I guess.
Bro, that's crazy though.
a lot of guys that play lefty hockey are righty golfers.
Really?
A lot of them. A lot.
Um,
Wayne Gretzky. Maybe he'll hear
Flat
this and
stick,
talk
right?
about it.
Wait, Wayne was a righty?
Lefty and hockey, righty golf.
Am I Wayne Gretzky?
All the if you want to get relevant, Rubino's.
Yo, I heard Mark
I
is
got good.
fucking sick at golf.
Well, last time we were at the Big Dog, he was like, "I've never played before." He came in a Ricky Fowler outfit, all orange, but
Yeah, I
never
remember
couldn't
that, the
swing a
Puma,
golf
yeah.
club. Now he's a stick.
Yeah, Mark's also super athletic, right? Like,
Mark's a lefty. Mark's
Yeah,
really
but golf's interesting. You can be super athletic and like still be like.
Um,
Actually, sorry. Let me retract that. I guess I was just thinking of like a lot of guys who pick it up later in life don't have the smoothness of a swing. But if you're a hockey player, you
that's-
probably have the.
so I was
smooth-
actually talking about this with someone the other day about all the sports where you swing something. I feel like the swinging motion, whether it's tennis, hockey, baseball, golf, I feel like you can translate that over from sport to
Yeah.
sport. Maybe, okay, just because you're a good hockey player doesn't mean you're going to be a good golfer, but you know how to swing
Because
properly.
you have a fluid, like you,
Yeah.
you know the fluid, like you said, athletic, like that
Yeah.
motion. The golf swing is very different than like hockey and baseball. Baseball
It's
actually
a good
hurts my
foundation.
golf
It's a good
swing.
foundation to build off
well, like
of
you
or
take,
adjust.
yeah,
for
like
sure.
let's say you take an athletic football player, they might not necessarily be a good golfer. You take an athletic hockey player or baseball player, I'd
Yeah,
be
yeah,
willing to
that's
bet that they'd be a better golfer.
Something to build around with
Yeah.
the hand motion where you're holding it too and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That momentum of turning it.
Yeah.
I'm just trash across the board.
Are you
saying-
actually shit at golf, Eli?
No, I'm okay.
I feel like you're better than me.
Low 80s. I haven't broke 80 yet before.
Fuck out of here, man.
I'm trying.
I try to break 100 every time I play. I played actually Georgie's course a couple weeks ago.
That's a course.
You know who I played with?
Tell me.
Vic DiGiulio, Colin Flabby, and Mike Ford.
I saw them both. I saw Colin
Wow.
and Mike at the course.
Colin's
remember?
apparently like sick.
They were funny guys. We were having some drinks after
Yeah.
shooting the shit.
Wow, those
So,
are
Vic-
three names.
so,
Mike
yeah,
Ford.
They're telling
Mike
us.
Ford.
I'm not gonna say they're like one of them. I don't want to say. One of them told the story like, oh yeah, Rick's like he gotta get fire it up. Eh? He's like he tells me, okay, where are we going tonight? I don't worry, I already got a table. I'll meet you downtown. Pick you up in 2 minutes. He goes, I thought I have time to go home. You know, at least take a piss. Ricky was already in my lobby before I ready to go. Get in the car.
Not Vic.
No,
No,
Mikey
no.
Ford. Fucking sick. So, Mikey
He was having you up, but he's like, I've never seen somebody figure out plans and get like
So we're
get
all
this all
sitting
sorted
there,
in
and,
such a
like-
short amount of time.
For sure.
Me and Vic are in the same industry now, right? So he's been calling me like a little
Vic's
bit.
not at the course.
No, he's not a member of your
I
course.
love Vic.
So Vic, and man, I till I die, I'll always love Vic because he's the reason I passed grade 11 physics. I'll never forget that. So I have Vic fucking my grade 11 physics life. But Vic's been calling me like because we're in the same industry. He's like, let's get together. I was like, yeah, man, let's fucking do it. But Vic will call me like on Monday. Hey, you want to play golf on Thursday? I was like, bro, like I need like a week or two to plan my
Let
day.
me know, I'll
Especially
come.
if I'm
Call
taking-
me. I'll go
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm like, if I need
I'll
to-
come too. I'll
if I
plan
need to
around it.
take the day off. So we plan this out. We're going golfing. It's gonna be like me, you, Colin Flabby, and Mike Ford. I'm like, fuck, I haven't seen Ford since Western, like 10 years ago. Colin Flabby, I haven't seen in 15 years probably.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, this is gonna be so nice. So we go, we're out on the course, we're having a couple drinks, we're having a good time. Then we stick around after the clubhouse, and George's fucking course is beautiful. Like they have a clubhouse just for like the men or something. It's like the men's house or something.
The locker room.
Yeah, but like it's not a.
It's like it's a.
there's a
locker room
bar,
with
a lounge, a
yeah.
restaurant. Like it's fucking sick.
St. Jorge's.
Yeah. So we sit down there, we're drinking, we're having a good time. And I'm like, Mikey, man, you should come out with me because he lives in Liberty. I'm like, bro, come out with me whenever you are. He's like, whenever. I was like, I don't know, what are you doing tonight? He's like, I don't know. I didn't want to shake it, but fuck,
That scares me.
I've had 3 or 4 drinks, I could have 3 or 4 more easily. Next thing you know, I'm like, hey, Mike, here's the plan. You got to go drop off your car. I'll pick you up. We're gonna go to my car. We're going to my place. We'll drop off my car, and then we're
That
gonna go
night.
That night, we literally.
You could invite me to anything on the
Bro, we
planet.
turned
If
it
it's
around.
that night, I'm probably gonna
Bro,
be
we
like,
turned this
nope.
around in like 30 seconds. We went to a couple different spots. Like we had a good night. That night was a fun night. We had a good night that night. I'll leave it at that. I haven't fucking talked to the guys since. I'm gonna send them a message after this.
We've been jumping around. What's your worst hangover story?
To be honest, I was thinking about it as I was listening to your guys' answer. The one that came to mind most recently is right before, like maybe a couple weeks before Christmas. I went out.
This year?
Yeah, like a couple months ago, or I guess 6 months ago now.
You're flooring it, Rick.
Christmas was like 8 months ago.
Yeah, I guess
We were
8 months
closer
ago,
to
yeah.
this Christmas than we were to last
So
Christmas.
we had just like kind of started talking about shutting down Cass and whatever. I went out on like a Thursday it was a Thursday. A buddy of mine comes, you want to go for dinner? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he comes over to mine, we have a drink, let's go to dinner. Okay, where are we going? Okay, fuck, he wants to go to Marble. His girlfriend at the time worked there, but okay, well, let's go to Marble. Well, then his girlfriend brings us a round of shots. One of the bartenders brings us a round of shots. Another person brings us a round of shots. Well, next thing you know, like I'm like 5 shots deep. I haven't even ate. So I'm like feeling pretty good. Long story short, we ended up.
It's not. I'm feeling kind of shit. I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good now.
I'm ready to go.
So long
Most
story
people
short,
there would be like, if people listening are like, I'd be like on the floor.
Yeah,
It's like,
no.
I'm pretty good.
I'm feeling good at this point.
It's early
So then
in the
next thing you
night.
know, like we see other buddies that had a table.
I'm
that
lubricated. I'm ready to
Yeah,
go.
we
I'm
ended up
ready to
sitting
go.
beside them. Turns out the girls beside us had a table. Whatever, crazy night. Next thing you know, I woke up. I was like, it's like maybe I went somewhere after the bar, and the next thing you know, like I wake up at 7 a.m. and I have a meeting in Vaughan, an on-site meeting, which like I very rarely have to attend on-site meetings, but I had to be. It was 8 o'clock, like big project we're working on. And it's like 6 a.m. I'm like, fuck, I need to get home. I fucking Uber home. Literally, I didn't even
you
shower.
weren't at-
I
oh,
wasn't
I
at- I wasn't
understand.
home.
Okay, gotcha.
So then I Uber home. I grab my car. I race up there. I had 2 espressos. Like I drink espressos for like just to
Call them what they
casual.
are. They're called Spros.
Yeah, Spro. Sorry.
Wake up.
So I crushed 2 of them. Like literally, Nespresso. Pressed the button. Chugged it. I was like, pressed the button. Made another one. Chugged it. Went up to my site meeting, and I just remember thinking, I'm like, thank God I don't look terrible. And it was like super sunny, so I kept my sunglasses on during the meeting. Like middle of the winter too. I got my toucan on. I was just miserable. Meeting was like 8 to 10. I think I went back to my parents' house and slept there like until maybe 2 o'clock. I got to the office on Friday at 3 o'clock. That's how bad it was.
Though, you mean like that you slept and went back to the office?
Yeah, so I slept from like 11 till like 3, and then I went to the office because I was like, I'm literally dying right now.
How are Frankie and Elaine?
Bro, they're amazing. They're exactly how you would remember them. Except now we all play pickleball.
Pickleball now.
You ever played?
No.
Also, is somebody like sanding a floor right now?
I could be vacuuming.
Something's going on.
They're not picking. The sound doesn't
I
pick
don't
it
think
up.
it's picking it up.
A sport I picked up when I was in Spain was paddle.
Paddle's
Oh, that's
crazy.
like paddle like on
Paddle-
the beach?
No.
You mean like
no,
the
it's one with the glass walls, right?
It's
Oh.
like tennis mixed
Okay,
with
yes.
racket ball kind
Wait.
of rules.
Is
We're in
paddle the one
Spain.
when you're in a glass box or no?
Yeah, with a
Yeah.
tennis ball.
And you
that's-
can hit it off the back walls and everything?
Yeah, you have to hit it off the
It's like
ground
pickleball,
first.
tennis, and squash mixed
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, you can hit it off. It has to go off the ground first, and then I don't want to butcher the rules.
No, so
it's
that's-
insane.
I know what you're talking
Cork
about. That's why
board.
Ricky sent me a video because you could tell more about this. But it was that sport, and I thought that was
The ball went
pickleball.
outside the stadium, and they still hit it back in.
Yeah, that's crazy
So
when they do
like,
that.
but they have
Mental.
those courts down by Barceloneta Beach in Barcelona. And I remember one time I was staying down there. This might not have been when we went. It probably would have been like more in the September-ish when I was there by myself. And they play like during the day and like old dudes, young dudes, whatever. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Wild.
So Rick's
it's
trying
an insane
to.
game.
Did you hear what Rick's next goal is? He wants to make the Tell him what you want to do,
I want
Rick.
to make the Olympics for pickleball.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
good.
much all our
Bro,
reactions.
I'm sponsored already.
By?
Head, the racket company.
I was
Shout
sponsored
out
by
to Head.
Cadbury Chocolates playing golf in high school. Did I turn on to the pro tour?
You
Shout out to
never,
Head.
still got time, George. Still got time. Still
but
time.
Rick told us this, and I was like, we're trying to run
Impossible
the
is nothing.
math.
Adidas. Now you're sponsored by Adidas.
Boom. Boom.
Pickleball.
Yeah, no, it's my new like obsession lately.
Frank Liorti.
Frank put a corner in his backyard.
Frank Liorti. I have so many good Frank stories.
You tell your favorite Frank story. I know exactly which one it is.
Oh gosh. Well, I still tell it to this day. We were
This is
so
a good one. I love you, Dad.
Yeah. Shout out to Frank and Elaine. Played for the Marlies, Ricky and I.
So this is what, like 04, 03?
God, we would have been.
I know, it was 02, 03 because we were 12, 13.
Yes. And at that time, you always go for like.
Hold it like this. A little bit more straight on, like this. This angle's like this. No, not like this. Turn the head like that. Push, pull. Yeah, there you go. There you go. A
Like that.
little more. Pull it. Yeah, there you go.
There we
You
go.
got it,
My
got it.
bad.
No, try to watch the sound. That's why I want to make sure it's good.
We're good now. My
Yeah.
bad. So yeah, we play for the Marlies. Consistently go into either a Kelsey's, Eastside Mario's style place to put 18 hockey players and their parents in
Like
one
between
spot.
tournaments and shit.
Yeah, between tournaments. And
I
I
did
got
play some sports.
Casey's and shit. All those
man,
random
just
franchises.
hook it up. And I'm sitting next to Frank Liorti one meal, and Frank was in the prime of his dieting. I think.
Bernstein.
Yeah,
Bernstein diet.
just absolutely. And the kids had the set menu, and I remember Frank leaned into the waitress and said, "You know what? I'm gonna have the chicken Caesar salad, but I want no croutons, no bacon bits, and if you can just put the dressing on the side. You know what? No dressing, no dressing."
Bro, my man ate a salad raw.
Listen,
Oh wait, just chicken and the salad.
he ordered a
nothing?
chicken
and
Caesar
lettuce.
salad, but said no.
So he
No
ordered
cheese,
chicken
no
and lettuce.
croutons.
This
no cheese, no
waitress
croutons, no
looked at him.
bacon.
This waitress looked at him like he had 15 heads and said, "So you want chicken and lettuce in a bowl?" And he's like, just light on the dressing, light on the dressing. It's okay." And I literally tell this story all the time when I hear someone say dressing on the side, because it's just like, he's just such a character, man. He's always been so good to me and Elaine too.
Yeah,
just
love that.
just
Good times.
unbelievable
The best,
people, man.
Frank lost like 70 or 80 pounds that year. Remember that?
Yeah,
That was crazy.
Wild.
Well, he's getting dressing on the side. Croutons, no Caesar salad
You
with
ever-
no dressing, croutons
You
or
ever
bacon.
gotten dressing on
bits.
the side?
No,
Bro, I'm
never.
like double dressing.
extra dressing.
Yeah, pour some olive. Give me a bowl of olive oil on the side.
What's your go-to salad? I'm gonna ask
Caesar.
Ricky next, because he's probably gonna have
That's
some
a
crazy
good-
stupid
you know
answer.
what?
But
I said Caesar, but it's definitely Greek.
see, it's
Extra
hard.
extra feta, extra
But wait,
olives.
do you do Greek like the Mr. Greek style with lettuce, or like the Greek traditional horyatiki, like tomato?
Is that on the wall?
I should have got it.
Did I
You,
put
you
it
gotta
on the
write
wall?
that after, right? Horyatiki on the wall.
I
tell you
guess
to
we
spell it.
can. So
There's right above the heart there.
it's
yeah,
definitely it's definitely the Mr. Greek iceberg
okay,
lettuce
So that
kind
was
of
the.
nonsense.
I prefer that one. Like, people are gonna call me a fake Greek.
What's the word
Probably
that you
nobody
said
gets-
before? You were speaking tongues before. What were you saying?
Horyatiki.
Yes. What is that?
It means village salad. That's like the
fuck.
traditional.
Okay.
The
Like,
villagers,
yes.
the fucking
It's basically-
sopanas.
That's on the menu though.
everywhere. Most places will have it.
Shout out
but it's-
Astoria.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get plugged. right now.
Big plug Astoria. Their lunch special is bomb. I think it's like $12 for chicken souvlaki, like dinner.
I'll buy you lunch if you tell me the owner's name.
Something Astoria.
It's George.
Oh fuck, of course, George Cristriani.
I need to know also what is, and this is something I was thinking about what we were going to talk about and just things I wanted to bring up. And I'm curious, Georgie, why is George such a popular Greek name?
Because it means farmer,
There you go.
and you cultivate. You know, you
Is that actually it?
Don't look
you
at me.
sow-
I'm asking the
because
question.
we sow and reap seeds. Catch my drip. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I had no idea.
I know
George means
many
farmer.
Okay,
Georges.
what's Chris mean? Christos.
Christ.
Yeah.
And Yanni?
That I'm not positive what the translation, like what it means. George, like,
And Dimitri?
I would say, okay, like I'm not a fucking Greek thesaurus, bro. Like I know
Don't
my
they teach
name.
us in fucking Sunday Greek school?
No, yeah, maybe. Maybe, but
George just didn't pay attention to
no,
that class.
I actually did very
George's
well.
like,
in
fuck
Greek
it, it's not
school.
my name, I'm done.
One of the reasons I got early acceptance to Western is because I had a 99% in Greek school every year. Not every year, the
Shut
last
up,
2 years.
actually.
Nah, I was, but I'm come on.
Are you-
I am about as Greek as it gets. I have Greek shit emblazoned on my body, or whatever the hell the word is.
You speak fluent Greek, everything.
I'd speak it like at, let's say, like probably a high school level, like a high school Greek person in Greece level. Like
Unbelievable.
Nikita's, like Dimitri and Costa, those guys, they speak
I
it
still
like
speak in high
they-
school level.
What
They
about
speak
you with
English.
Italian or Portuguese?
Yeah, I
Do you speak any Portuguese?
I probably speak.
I got zero
Greek.
Korean.
None?
Zero Korean. So this is something too that I like. Languages. The importance of
it's-
languages is insane. Like I don't know if we
If
have.
I could have one
You have
superpower,
kid- you have kids,
it'd be-
Rick? I don't have kids. You have kids? No one has kids. That teaching kids
Oh,
languages is something that I
like-
would think is huge.
Yeah, my kids are gonna be like polyglots.
We all studied French though too since like junior
You know
kindergarten.
the problem
We
is
can't
you
speak
don't
French.
realize how important it is until you're old enough, until you're too old that you don't learn it that quick.
What
You don't
else?
retain it.
Name another skill.
But not even important. I think it's cool.
Do you take piano lessons as a kid?
Yeah.
You ever walk
Kinda.
by a piano right now in a lobby being like, I would do anything to play that
You
thing?
know what's funny? You
And
know
I
where I
can't?
walked by a piano and I wish I knew how? In Seoul, South Korea. In Gyeongdaemun. How do you say the name? Do you know it? No?
You're more Korean than I am because you've
Okay.
been there.
Yeah.
I've never even
You've
been.
Oh,
No.
Korea, Seoul, sick.
I need to
Sick.
go.
One of my favorite places I've ever been.
I was supposed to play pro in Korea.
I was okay. So I was gonna
Bro,
ask
Eli,
you.
you could be on the Korean national team.
I was supposed to. I was
when you were
supposed to.
talking about hockey, I was gonna say,
Bro, you
I
might
think
even
there's a
be able to
Korean.
captain
I was listen, not
I was
even
gonna
close.
say,
Why? There's sick Koreans.
There's a lot of sick Caucasian guys that have Korean status now.
So I was gonna say when you were talking
redder
about,
hair than that fridge, and they're captaining the Korean team.
when you were talking
Look it
about
up.
Maybe I'll play on the
hockey,
Italian national pickleball team. You never know.
I was gonna ask if there's because I thought there was a Korean league, but I don't want to say. I'm like, man, is that racist if I ask? Is that
Not at all.
Is that I was just thinking about. So I didn't ask.
There is.
Sure enough, there is.
And there is.
I
And
thought there was a Korean
funny
league.
story. So when I was in my
That's so crazy. I've got so many other stories I want to tell too, like all on topic, but we just keep jumping
Yeah,
to the
let's
next.
try
one.
to
Go.
gear this in the.
No,
we're doing
go,
good
go.
now.
Tell your
Guys,
story, bro. We got so much time.
30 minutes in this episode.
No, we got so much time. You like go tell your story that you.
well, just the hockey Korea thing. Like being half Korean, like a group reached out to me and said because I'm half, I would be able to join a Korean team as a non-import through paperwork, through all this stuff. So like in the emails, like the word free Canadian was kind of like in the text of being like, you wouldn't have to be an import, like, and that's a huge deal for some of these countries, and you have to have a certain amount. I said, I'd love to do it. I think that's amazing. I guess they did their research past me being half Korean, and they're like, yeah, no, they rescinded the offer. So I was like, I guess they went on online and looked at my stats on college and was like, we're not giving this guy anything. And they rescinded the offer to go play, which was understandable.
You should just flew over there and tried out anyways.
Yeah, I would have, you know what, everyone says this, but like college was one thing, but like I could play, and it just like I got to play in Spain. I got to play 2 years in Madrid, made some lifelong friends that will listen to this podcast for sure, and best experience of my life, no doubt about it.
I love that.
No doubt about it. Lived in Madrid for 2 years.
Living abroad, doing so, like Spain is.
Spain,
I think
yeah.
I love Spain.
Spain's
Being abroad
one
anywhere
of the
playing a
best countries in
sport
the
would be
world.
so.
Oh
sick.
man, and these people too, like the Spanish people, they just like, I've never played anywhere else, but like they just welcomed me in. We're like super thrilled to have a Canadian guy there. Like, hockey is in all of our veins if you played a little bit in Canada. So to have me there and like be with the kids and all that, it was an unbelievable experience for sure.
See, but how you did it, I think is one of the best ways, because you went to school, you got your degree, you had a full ride, or I don't know if it's full ride or whatever.
No.
Whatever.
Not D3. I got to go play.
You got to play. You got your degree, and then you made a shot at it. You tried. Okay, obviously it didn't work. There's so many people that go the OHL route, play a couple years of couple years overseas, or in the E, and they never end up doing anything. It's like, hey, now you're 27, 28. Your injury, you had both your knees fucked, or your shoulders, or concussions. Now you're 28 with zero education, like trying to come back. Okay, again, most hockey bros still do well because they go get a job in commercial real estate and end up fucking crushing it. Yeah, a lot of them do, right?
Yeah, no
They
doubt.
go to these industries that are
CBJ,
primarily,
brokerage.
primarily like boys clubs for lack of
It's honestly like, and like
or they can become real estate agents. Nothing wrong with that either. Like,
those, like I was straight up.
but you have your degree now, right? So
for sure, and I'll say this confidently. I was never good enough to play in the OHL. Ever. I was good enough to play junior. No.
No, Eli, when we were younger, you had the potential to be. You were literally, there was Corey Trevino, Robin Sturdick, and you were the third best on the team.
I was definitely a good player, but when you get to that certain age of like 14, 15, like it gets broken out into a certain group, and I was
16,
good,
yeah.
but like I wasn't
You
good enough to
were
go to the O.
Yeah.
The OHL, in my opinion, like the packages that they're offering to students, like you play one pro game, that package is gone. Right. So like, yeah, we're going to give you a package for 4 years at, a great Canadian university after you're done. But these guys got the bug, man. They got the bug to go play one tryout in the AHL after their OHL is done. And they play one game and their university is done to play. The ride's gone. So
The OHL would pay for your school?
You get a package.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You probably don't know that because it's not explored by a lot of people.
Oh.
I don't know that. I don't know that. But
so you have two routes. You can go junior A route and then go get D1 scholarship and then go from there. So that's what Cogliano did. Cogliano only did.
Hold on a second. But I understand the routes to the NHL. But you're talking about I didn't know if you play in the OHL, you can go afterwards.
Again, it all depends on your deal. So some OHL teams will say, okay, you know what, we want you to come play here. Let's say with the Barrie Colts.
Okay.
You come sign with the Barrie Colts. If you don't make it to the end, we're gonna give you a full ride to whatever universities in Barrie.
certain packages.
Oh, okay.
Algonquin.
It's not.
So it's a specific place.
Yeah. So they'll say they have a relationship with that school. So you go to Barrie. Then after that, if you don't make it to the show,
Georgian, yeah.
you attend Georgian College, and you also play on the Georgian hockey team as well.
Okay,
right?
okay.
They have partnerships.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
But I didn't know that thing because
But
you know who did it? You know
if
Keaton
you play
Turkowitz. Remember him?
I know the name. Yeah.
Yeah. So he played London Knights, and then I think after that ended up playing Western and got I don't know if he had a full ride, but yeah,
I have a couple friends of mine that ended up playing because you can play 4 more years of varsity college at St. Mary's or Western, but in order to do that, to play varsity at Canadian University, you can't play pro for 1 game.
I didn't know that.
And if a pro team comes calling you after you're done 4 years of the OHL and says, "Hey, listen, like I know you're not drafted, we want to give you a shot here in the AHL because we got a couple guys hurt." 90%, you're going.
But so AHL counts as pro,
no doubt.
Yeah, you get paid.
because you're getting
East Coast. East Coast is pro. You know,
Oh, really?
You play 1 game in that package. So a lot of guys sit there and say, "Okay, I don't know. I never had this conversation, but I'm thinking about it in my own shoes. Like, am I going to go pro and push this and keep it going? Maybe go to the lower team and stay pro, or do I put this aside and go to school
Yeah.
and get my package?" At that point, a lot of players choose to go pro, and they jeopardize their packages for school, and and that's kind of the way it is. I got to go to a school that my dad went to too, and I got to wear his number, and I got to do
Wayno.
Yeah, Wayner.
No way.
Yeah, so that was another big. I've
Did he play hockey there?
Yeah, well, I wore his number. I
that's
did.
pretty
yeah,
cool.
pretty
That's really
special.
cool.
And it was a huge part of why I wanted to play college sports. Is I grew up seeing that and learning about that. So, and it's another reason why it was a big part of my identity. But so was art. So was all these other things that I kind of I didn't hide it, but I was a hockey guy. I played hockey.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything else, and I think that I was an identity thing. But I didn't share that I painted. I didn't share that I liked to cook. I didn't. No, that was anti-hockey. So I just kind of kept that to myself. So
Yeah.
people say now "Oh, I never knew you did this," and it's I just never told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a kind of a good transition then, because obviously.
Oh yeah, true.
You
The wall.
this sick wall we have behind us. But did you? So you said you always liked it. When did you start picking up a pen and drawing? How far does that go
Miss
back?
Pinetti's.
Miss Pinetti's was when this started. This style for sure.
What?
We
What's
had
Miss Pinetti's?
Miss Pinetti was our art teacher.
This started that long ago.
Grade 7. Oh, even earlier.
This style.
100%. I probably have sketchbooks from grade 7, grade 8 that I have this in it. Yeah.
I really like this, but I really like. I think. It's
Yeah,
really
it was a
cool.
doodle class, and basically the whole thing was to just, I don't know, and I just started doing it in my notebooks, and instead of, how some kids draw 8s?
You know what mine was? You know the houses?
The S's.
Mine
Yeah,
was
the
the
house?
houses.
Some
you know,
people-
you have to draw a house with an X in it with the roof.
Oh, okay.
That's what mine is.
Okay, yeah, I remember. I did. Some
what
kids
I
do
like about
8s.
Yeah.
Some
the
kids.
S's that you do the 3
Yeah.
ticks, 3 ticks,
Yeah,
and you
the
cross out
Superman S.
Superman,
Yeah. I did that. I would do this in the back of science textbooks. I would do it, and I don't know. I just always did it because I don't know if you can tell. I'm a pretty hyperactive kind of guy, and this is the scary part. This is the time where it's the slowest in my head. Is just doing this. I don't think when I do that. When I plan it out, everyone's like, "Oh, did you mean to put that face there or that face there?" It's it's as freehand as it gets.
That's really cool.
It's just going at it, But I've been doing it for a while, yeah.
Yeah, I think people that can draw, I think, is one of the coolest things. It's I consider myself creative and artistic, and grew up playing music. I pick up. I can pick up a lot of things I could edit video editing, all that kind of stuff, and I think I could pick up things in that space. The one thing I could never do, maybe I haven't given myself another shot, but I don't think I can, is I could never draw. I could never draw that creative expression. I could never do. I just I don't know.
No, George, maybe you're just ahead of your time.
What does that mean?
There are actually a lot of
said
famous
the Canadian
artists.
pickleball captain.
Yeah. There's a lot of famous artists whose artwork didn't become popular and well known until years after their death because they were ahead of time. Who was it? Was it the guy with 1 ear, Mozart? Was it him that died poor?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. There we go, Mozart. I think Van Gogh died poor
Yeah.
because his art just at that time nobody cared for.
Oh, that's interesting because I went to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam.
Van
Yeah.
Gogh.
You know what's very interesting about Van Gogh? That
got
guy
a crazy story
is
about this after.
probably the biggest narcissist in the world. Every painting is a picture of himself.
Mm.
Not everything,
No.
but there is
Yeah, he
there
had a
is
lot.
a lot of self portrait. The guy's the OG selfie taker.
You know why? He
He
cut
wanted
his
to
ear
be
off,
loved,
right?
man. He wanted to be loved.
He was clinically psycho.
Yeah.
Cut his ear off because he was hearing noises.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
That's right.
a lot.
Yeah,
I was definitely due to a mental health struggle. I think a lot of those guys and a lot of those people that, you know, they're painting themselves. Of course, it's the time of the art, but like, if I paint a picture of myself and put it out there for someone and they love it, that means maybe they love me. You know, and you know, that's how I view it, because like maybe he wasn't loved I don't know his history, but maybe he's not loved in person all the time. If I do that, someone will love that, you know. I don't know.
Yeah,
that could be a lot of artists, and you know, I love stand-up comedy. I'm a big stand-up comedian fan, and like a lot of these people, men, women, whoever, they're tortured souls. Yeah. And a lot of this is a release, you know, for me, I'm good, but like, it's definitely a time of peace for me. I catch myself, you know, we're talking hangover stories. I'll crack a bottle of red wine by myself, just me and my dog, and I'll do a thing like that, and 3 hours will go by. And there's nowhere else in my life where I can really do that. Like, I'm itching, kind of always stirring,
I'm the same way,
always
man.
moving, always needing to. But this actually, if you want to talk about when this started, you know, when I was a kid, like 2 years old, my mom, shout out to Mia.
Oh, shout out to Mia.
One of the best. We're all blessed with beautiful mothers, by the way, the three of us,
100%.
man. Awesome. We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
I loved, my favorite part was putting mom on
It's in
this.
the top right somewhere.
It's in the middle somewhere. I made for
head.
it, because I'm proudly adoring my mom. You know, it's important. And
I just noticed some other ones that I didn't see before.
there's a bunch that I didn't add.
VDL, I didn't see that one before.
I put a couple.
Don't lie, baby.
Yeah, and that's the point. I want you guys to look at it and kind of catch something and make you smile.
Man, I guess sometimes when I have if we have guests on, like, that are not talking, sometimes they're telling like a very mediocre story. I'm like zoning out, like kind of like.
See, mine's that wall now, because I always sit in this chair, and then sometimes George is telling mediocre story. No,
Very
What
honest.
was
and
I
I
talking about before the mom thing? Shit.
Shit.
2 years
old.
So I was 2. I was put in like skating school, gymnastics, all this stuff,
You
and
did
like
gymnastics?
Oh yeah, just bouncing around like a little
Same.
crazy person. And my mom was worried.
You did not do gymnastics.
Trampoline gymnastics.
I jumped the foam pit. Like, come on, what are we talking about? No, I'm not hanging off the bars doing flips.
No, of course
I
not.
did a chip till I was in grade like 9.
It's called energy release class at that age. Basically, just go.
Bro, George did gymnastics with the stick and the ribbon.
No, because you see me jump, I get like a foot off the ground. I get like an inch off the ground.
Are you visualizing the song?
Will Ferrell.
Will old school. Yeah. No, but like, she was actually concerned at one point, being like, this kid's out of his mind. So like, she would film me in her beautiful little Korean accent, being like, look, he's over here now, like he's just doing crazy stuff. And like, the doctors watched the videos and they said, yeah, you know, he's pretty hyper, but is there anything that he can do for more than an hour straight? And at that age, my mom was like, oh yeah, he'll sit down in front of his little booth and draw pictures and watch National Geographic movies that I record. He literally shut the book and just goes, he's just a happy kid. And I was like, wow. So I've been doing it for that long. That long. I've been just drawing and always just needing, you know, always wanting to draw something and kind of like that. I don't know why. It's always been that way.
I was listening to something recently. I don't remember where. And they said the same thing. And it's kind of like what you just said, and I guess what you kind of just encapsulated there. It's interesting that so many people, like, they would see that and go, yeah, your kid has ADD or ADHD, right? Because I relate to everything you're saying. I like could, even to this day, I'm 32 now, I cannot sit still. Like,
yeah,
there's times where I just want to get up, move. I gotta do something. I can't
drink caffeine anymore.
Oh man, sometimes I drink too much and I'm tired and I'm like moving like I'm like losing my mind. But the point you were making, and I heard this recently, is that like everyone has something that dissipates that hyperness,
brings them back to their equilibrium kind of thing.
And you know what's a shame is, like, you know, you hear about how many people are using like Ritalin or whatever the other ones are, like, you know, because sometimes it's might be a general assumption, but a lot of people think, oh, my kid's hyper, I got to give it to him so he can focus. Kids that give him a video game, you're probably going to focus on that too, right? It's just that people want to like that easy out to do something, but it's really just like paying attention, seeing what that person
supplemented with a passion, maybe. Like I'm not in child psychology, but like
no, but
I'm sure that's kind of a way that they're doing it. You know, supplementing it with like you know, busy things, whether it's drawing or board games or puzzles.
Everyone has something, even when you're a little kid, there's like everyone has something that they really, really, really enjoy or brings them joy, and they might not even know it. Like, I didn't consider myself a creative person and think until I went traveling, I could edit video. I'm like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at some of this stuff. Like, whatever. I just didn't dawn on me. So sometimes you have to kind of nudge them in the right direction, but there's always that thing that brings you that sense of like release. And I think that it's important that most people find it. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there, especially in today's age, where like everything is at your fingertips and everything is like instantaneous.
Totally.
And I think a lot of people probably have a hard time sitting down, just being quiet and silent and quiet of the noise in their head. And I think you should have find that anyways. Yeah.
No, it's true.
What that one thing is that calms you down. And which is weird though. The one thing for me that calms me down is either like reading or like I guess reading, but like business work related things. We talk about a lot. I don't have to dive into it.
No, I knew you were going to say that too.
But like I could sit on my laptop if I have to work on something strategic or like putting policies together or something. Like I'll pour a glass of wine, I'll sit on the couch, and I can just like start typing, and I can go for like we were doing cast. We had stuff that we had to create from scratch. I would just sit there and like start writing. And go for like 3 hours at a time without getting off the couch.
Is there anything else that you could probably say that's like maybe one or two other things, right? Like that's something that you're good at, you're passionate about. You find peace. It sounds so heavy, but like you find peace in it.
Yeah.
You find peace in it, And I think when you find that thing and you have the ability to do it, and, I'm getting paid to do it sometimes now. So that's even cooler. But it was never about that, and that's why the whole reason why people are saying like, I love this style. I love all this. Like, where'd you come up with it? It's like grade 7, Miss Pignetti's class.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Nothing's changed. And that's why I keep doing it. Like the second that it changes, I don't think I'd want to do it as much. I say that now because I also have a full-time job. I also have a day-to-day thing that keeps me away from doing this all day, every day. So, which I'm battling right now, if we're being honest.
I was going to say, do you want to make this a full-time thing?
Scared to, terrified to. I think I could. I really think I could. And maybe this is the moment where we all talk this out, but like, I'm very nervous of, this brings me such joy and brings me such like therapy and kind of like, if it was feeding me and if it was something that like I was reliant on, if you will, I don't know if I'd be as in love with it or passionate. I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Yes,
that's what I was gonna ask you
too. A couple weeks ago,
because I was gonna. You kind of hammered a point there or you brought up a point that I think that's important too. Is that going back to that thing about people finding that thing that calms them down? Because it could be again a lot of shit that we can't even think of. Some people probably like make like tying elastics and creating elastic balls.
Yeah,
but it could be the randomest thing. But if you have that thing that you are deeply passionate about, it brings you calmness, peace, joy, all those things. If 99% of people pursued those things and focused on only those, and less about, let's think of that, follow those pursuits, more people I think would be fulfilled in the work they do. More people would probably be extremely successful doing the things they love doing. Not extremely, but relatively speaking.
Totally.
Because you'd have less stress and bullshit from a job you don't want. You might make less money. You might make a lot more money. But the thing is, every day you should be working on things that keep you calm and peaceful, which gives you clear mind, peace of mind, which is one of the most important things in the world. And you would also be fulfilled every day because you're doing the one single thing that you love most. And I think that's what people honestly, truly need to pursue. Because if you're doing it, I understand what you're saying. Like you're scared because, and sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. It's scary because number one is that because if it also becomes from a passion to a if it crosses that line of a job, it kind of convolutes it and maybe it takes a bit of the joy away. It's like, oh, I have to do this now. But on the other hand,
my lack of confidence in saying that, like I think I could, as I'm saying this right now, like I think I could do it. I feel like what I've been putting out there has been as organic as it gets, and I'm proud of that. But it's all for people I know and people I've known for a long time, and I haven't really like put it out there yet. Like I haven't really like showcased it to the art community or like doing something bigger. And I think that I owe it to myself to do that minimum.
But that's the thing. You're saying I think I can do it. Like, but no, you don't have to, you can do it.
Yeah,
and everyone knows you can do it. I mean, everyone can see it. I'm not saying this because you're our friend. And I'm saying this respectfully. If this is amazing. If it was mediocre and you're just somebody who said, I love this, and I'm average, I think you're very, very above average. I actually think this is dope. And I put this, and anybody would put this in their house, in their office, anything. But even if it wasn't, if you had the commitment to it, but also that ability and that persistence to just keep going and get it in front of people and say, hey, I want to give you this thing. If they don't want it, who cares? Next person.
It's
just
a
getting it out
too,
there.
It's that security blanket that we fall under, all of us as human beings that, and again, my job, my team, my role, unbelievable. I've never worked at a better place in my life, genuinely. Shout out to Side Effects. Unbelievable. But at the same time, it's just at the same, like, as you said, when you're overflowing with a passion for something and you think that you can also make it by just taking that jump is terrifying though. It's
terrifying.
It is. And I'm right. I don't know,
See, you'll never not be terrified. Ever.
And there's never a perfect moment.
Last one I wanted to say before we get going. I wrote on the wall there. I'm not even have to look at it. I know where it is. It's why not.
I see it.
And I'm pretty sure it's right in the,
I sent you that one too.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a story behind that, and I think about that all the time because, and I think Instagram hears my thoughts because I get the reels of the soft music.
Motivational shit. Or like,
there's no better time than right now to chase
risk it for the biscuit, baby. And I'm just like, save, but damn you.
I'll pause on the why not. You go because you've been waiting for something.
I've got and I split on this all the time because I've told a story recently, like, and what George is saying, like, follow your dreams and your passion because then you never have to work a day in your life. And if you love something and you're truly good at it, like, that's the recipe for success. Then on the flip side, I see Eli's point because, like, okay, you love the art side of things. Maybe you don't like the business side or the selling side or, the fact that, okay, right now this is a hobby. If you make money on it, great, that's bonus, but you don't need this to pay your bills, right? So I see both sides of it and I'm constantly torn because I do believe that you should love what you do. And I do believe that you can find passion and love in almost anything that you do.
Do you know who I want to go for a coffee with so badly? And I've said
Ricciardi.
This gentleman.
That's literally the thing.
This is a guy. This is the guy I want to go to a coffee with because
we gotta set it up in here.
Before this even happened, really, like before Pals, before everything, like I've always followed artists and I've always kind of wanted to somehow find Torontonian Canadian artists. Not necessarily Canadian art, but like Canadian-born artists. I thought he was an artist his whole life. And then you go on the website, you read the story.
Fellow athlete, played college sports, and then went into art.
Do you know when he decided to quit his job?
He was working in finance.
Bro, he quit his job.
Something, right?
2 weeks after his wedding.
Or 2 weeks before his wedding.
Before his wedding. You got the most expensive day of your life coming up, minus the day you pay for your home. You have one of the most expensive days of your life. And he quits his job. And his fiance, now wife, obviously, was like, no, if that's what you believe, then just go for it.
Yeah.
And he did, quit his fucking job, barely had any like life savings. It's not like he's like a rich kid and had mom and dad to bail him out if this didn't work. Like, no, like he's like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm good at it. I'm passionate about it. I'm gonna fucking do it. And he's
I've been thinking about it. I think about it all the time about that kind of like go for a coffee and like not needing someone to push me on the ledge and not necessarily they would, but I want to ask some questions. I want to have a little back and forth dialogue that I'm
already setting it up.
Yeah.
You're one thing,
dude. Awesome.
Ricky made a point that I want to touch on before I get on that one, but you said the other side of it, like, you love this and there's the business side, the selling side, all that stuff. That's the easy side.
I'm selling already.
Yeah,
too.
George, that's easy for you, right?
No. It's easy. It's the easiest part of any endeavor, and I can tell you why. This is you're a creator. People who are computer engineers are creators. They're creating something. The most successful people in the world, look at the list of billionaires, and the most successful tech companies were created by the engineers who were the creators. Do you think Jeff Bezos, and I'm using him as an example, it's an easy one, when he was, building Amazon, building a bookstore, was a polished salesman who could present? Do you think he understood how to put in a P&L statement? Let's jump to like other guys like Shopify's Toby Lukey, who's a Canadian, who built a website that sold snowboards that was really good and people wanted to leverage it. So he built out Shopify, which arguably until recently was the biggest Canadian company, I think, by market cap. The guy, like, I don't think he was a public speaker or a salesman.
Let's take Van Gogh then.
What about Van Gogh?
One of the most famous painters of all time.
Yeah.
Died poor.
Yeah, but you don't know why he died poor. So before you make that
example,
but I'm saying, you should know why he died
maybe
poor.
he didn't have the sales skills.
Maybe he was crazy.
But again, George, you make it sound like it's the easiest thing.
It's not the easiest. It's the easiest part of the entire endeavor. Learning to have a skill.
Again, maybe it's not. To some people, it's not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not relative. It's objective. It is the easiest part. Like, it is the
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Okay, Rick, let me put it
I see what your point.
If you're a blank slate, you're not an introvert or an extrovert. You're just blank. You're in the middle.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You can't go just pick up a pen and become an artist tomorrow. Like, you can start to learn, but that takes time. It's like the story of becoming a golfer. You got to go. The story of 10,000 hours.
If you take a person who,
you might not enjoy it, but selling something is easier than creating art.
but not for someone who is good at this. You know what I mean? That's what
I'm saying. But that's relative, objective. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying if they start zero business skills, zero trade. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is,
it might not be as enjoyable, but would you rather have to take? Because at the end of the day,
if
to
you
get
know
what
nothing,
you want in life, you have to
nothing.
do something hard to do.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if you
agree
want
with that.
something that no one else has,
I like that a
you're
lot.
not going to do easy things. No
Agreed,
one
yeah.
got something that someone has by saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm just going to draw in
the
my
easy route
room
out."
and hope someone finds it."
Yeah,
Doesn't
no,
work that way.
I get what you're saying.
Because then you also become Van Gogh and you die broke.
Yeah, but what I was saying is that someone, let's say,
I know what you're saying.
Eli,
You're saying, Eli,
I'm saying, let's say I'm an amazing artist,
but you're an introvert. It's not easy to sell. I understand.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I agree. Eli, my personal opinion, take it or not, I think you're fucking amazing at this, and you should fucking make a go at it.
Yeah.
Work your job until you have enough savings that you can confidently say, if I don't sell a single fucking piece of art for 6 months or a year, I'm not fucking living on the streets. And then make a fucking run at it. Give yourself a little bit of a fucking cushion just in case.
A little bit of runway.
Yeah. And then say, I need a year. Let me fucking chase this dream for a fucking year. And if
so
I don't
much
sell
I
one
haven't
painting,
done, man, and I
Yeah,
really
but
want to
because
go
you're
for
man, you're fucking good.
I can tell you too, though. This is the other thing. So I'm going to play a little bit more devil's advocate.
Please
Yes,
do.
you should have savings and all that stuff. Your parents support you with your art, by the way. Like they're very like they see it. They're like Did I ask a sensitive thing here?
They're very supportive of how it is right now, of it
Being a hobby that pays a little.
being gravy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Being, you know what? They're very supportive of it being good and being. I get paid for it. They know how good it is. But when I bring up this exact conversation, it's it's a generation of security. It's a place. It comes from a place of love.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like, oh, you're not going to make it if you did the other thing. It's just knowing that you have that while still doing this. It's a great combination. Why fuck with it?
Right, but I guess what I was getting at was like,
If
let's say you
I
quit
said to
today.
them,
let's say you quit today, you have enough to survive. For a year.
Unhappy.
But they would put you up if you had to live at their place and all those things. Like they
They
would
love
pick
me
you-
very much. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
So
yes.
I agree with Ricky. Like, it is important to have the savings. Like our how we did cast is we funded it ourselves. Like, we didn't have to do that. We could have tried to raise money, which we did, but we could have raised it earlier. But like, we didn't have enough money to fund it all ourselves, so we had a little bit to do it. But like, I wasn't getting paid for a while. Like, I had to dip into like a lot of savings, and we took a fucking.
I'm gonna
bath.
shoot myself in the foot here even
But-
further. Like, I'm
but the
good
thing is,
financially.
there's no like.
I'm
there's-
good with that. Like,
But there's no
you
other
know what I
time-
mean?
there's
Like,
no other
I don't know
time
what the
than
fuck
now.
I'm.
There's no better time.
Listen,
than
I'm
right
gonna tell you something. Every day that goes by, you're like, this brings you peace of mind. It brings you stillness, calmness, joy.
We say he loves his job too. So
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, you can tell. I already know there's reservation there because you still love this more. It's not.
But I'd rather do
It's
this
not that you don't love your job. Shout out to
Side effects.
Side Effects.
Awesome dudes
But
and ladies.
But at the
and
end of
people.
the day, you have to pursue the thing that brings you the most joy in life.
For sure.
And like, it's the more you wait, the more reason you will have not to do it. Because I can guarantee you right now, we're about the same age. Probably like our timelines are settling down. Ricky might not be settling down for a while, but for the most part, everybody has most of us want to settle down, want to have kids, all that stuff, right? As that creeps up, yeah, good luck convincing
That
yourself
doesn't
to quit.
happen. That doesn't. And I
Right.
know that right now. And that's.
Like shit. Like we didn't have to do cast. We were in our 30s. We were 30 when we did it. Like, but
We're all
to go- to
1990s.
Yeah.
To circle back to the why not, and I give Ricky a lot of credit because Ricky is the one person that would say this. That what I'm saying to you, it started coming from him because I would come up with ideas. It's my favorite thing to do. Just anything, like knick-knack, this, that, whatever. I love talking about ideas. And Rick one day said to me, he goes, man, if you jumped on every idea you had, you'd be a billionaire right now. And it like, not about the
it
money.
just sucks
but
that the fucking one we jumped on didn't work.
But in theory, but it's true,
It's
right?
okay.
At the end of the day,
it worked.
It worked,
but it
not
it,
financially, but
other reasons.
other
Of
reasons.
course.
But that's why
Give
that why
yourself,
not.
hey, gentlemen, before I cut you both off, the risk, the why not, the jumping, the faith in yourselves to do it on that little couch together, kudos to you both.
So
Remember on this couch, you're fucking sleeping in an
Eli,
RV twin bed.
Shit didn't fail.
Eli,
Well,
if
don't
we
think that.
didn't ever do that, and let's say 20 years from now, I'm still cool, I'm comfortable in life. I would always look back and be like, fuck, what if we did it? Now there's no what if.
What's
We
this?
tried, and financially we failed, but in so many other aspects, it was a fucking huge W.
But you learned that to take
You
a
took a
risk.
chance.
That's
You took a chance.
huge.
Yeah, financially we
you can't
failed.
You can't learn that in a
Financially it's
book.
failed, but in all other aspects of it, it was a fucking huge win.
Yeah.
Not only that, like working with friends is very hard, and I can safely say I'm closer with Rick and DB and like everyone who worked with. But like when you're in it with friends, it's hard. Like
Sometimes
I'm
you're
a
fucking
pusher. Like
battling in the trenches,
I push
right?
people hard. But like I talked to like we talked every day. That was the most we talked ever. We don't talk as I think most days we still talk, but like. I think we're closer. We know each other better. We understand each other better. I think
Me and you traveled. Like we travel for fun every year.
Yeah.
We traveled back to back 3-week sprints. And this is again sleeping on fucking mattresses that are like as thick as this fucking table, eating microwave dinners 3 meals a day.
So my Tuesday?
No, bro, trust me.
I'm kidding.
You've never had days like we've had.
I live good, Mom. I promise.
Man, there was days where we'd be out in the fucking rain for 6 hours straight, like taking a break to go eat a ham and cheese sandwich on the RV. And then we finished. I was like, hey, let's go get a good dinner. No, we can't because we got to drive 2 hours to our next destination. And we've got to get there early because we got to scope out the fucking city. Oh, but we also have our first call at 8 a.m.
All those things you learn that you translate to every other part of your life
Yeah,
today.
and that's why, like
You
I
know
said,
what
it was
I mean?
financially, it was an L, but in every other aspect, it was a massive W.
Yeah.
and to that point about everything
I really
we learned
do
today,
believe in that, yeah.
And I'll stop talking for a while because I've been going on
Why?
this tangent. But the thing you said about what you learned today. So to circle it back to Ricky saying that the selling and the business side is like not the easiest. It's probably not the easiest part for everybody. You're right. It wasn't for me either. I could sit in a room.
I get what you're saying.
I could sit in a room and strategize. I can sit in a room and build policies and teams and hire the right people. 10 out of 10 days of the week, whatever you want to call it. Going in front of people for some reason, as someone who loves to talk as much as I do, I don't know what it is. If I don't know the crowd and it's randoms, I get like almost stage fright a little bit.
Absolutely.
Even if I know what I'm talking about, like they don't know what Cast. I could say Cast is a pharmaceutical company. They believe me. Like I could have said anything I wanted. But still, those first few days where we started going in the park talking to people, Rick would walk up and like nothing, and I'm like man, this is our company. We built it. I should be able to sell it confidently. I hated that. I actually hated it, and you know why? It was a deep fear of like that rejection. Which is ingrained in humans, most humans.
Absolutely.
It takes a long time to get over, but I think that rejection on the whole, in different aspects, is what holds everybody back. And I'd venture to guess it's one of the things holding you back as well. Because
For sure.
you also don't want that like, shit, what if I do this and people don't like it? What if I do this and people say, oh, I don't want a free painting? Oh, that sucks. But the one thing like that you kind of shared, Ricky, the most is like people like, nobody cares. No one cares, right? You say that, you say that blunder on on a Zoom call to a client. They're gonna think, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm gonna lose this client. That client doesn't remember anything you said.
No.
They're thinking about the blunder they had, right? So that's the thing too. Is like until you just start taking those strides and getting over that thing that's holding you back, that that fear of being rejected or that insecurity of like, what if they don't like me? Man, life gets so much easier when you don't have that. And you know what's funny? Like I still have it today, and it creeps back. And there's times because I'm not out selling every day actively. It's like a tool. If you don't sharpen it, it's like the blade, right? You don't sharpen it, use it, it goes dull. Or a skill, whatever the example is. And like I don't do it every day. I still sell with clients and all that stuff, but I'm not like actively talking to 1,000 people a day. So the days where I get nervous again, I'm like, oh, this is not bad. I can do this. This is easy. You just have that self-talk.
You catch yourself now, and you know you're not to be afraid of it, and to kind of, I will say I know I can do more than I'm already doing, and I think that comes with having a little bit more self-confidence in it, and there's some cool stuff I'm working on right now. I've always been custom commissions before. I've never made anything just for myself. These shoes I made just for myself, but pieces like that just for myself. But everything's been a custom for somebody, and I want to get back into making things just for me and sharing those too. Because I think that's going to be where this takes off. Like,
man, how many, think about it too, a lot of guys in the hockey world.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's all it takes is like just getting into the right hands of one person that finds it cool, someone who has a passion for art or music, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, somebody knows somebody.
Find your target
For
audience
sure.
and just fire it out there, man.
For sure. I think that is the
You know
goal.
what? We're gonna host an art showcase here one night.
Are we?
I want to do. I
Let's
want to
do it.
do
Why
an
not? We
event.
can do
I
it.
want to do an
You
event.
want to host a showcase here,
Oh, dude, I would love to do something in here with that. I could. Fill
bro?
the
We can
whole
clean this place up very nicely.
for sure.
I mean, I can clean it up. No, I'm just kidding.
George's the cleaner.
Shout out Impact.
But yeah, man.
You still have those brooms, hockey stick brooms.
Yeah, we still have a box or two. Of
Another
them.
shout out to you
Those-
both. Any venture I've ever gotten into, whether it's the in Glasgow, shout out to the in Glasgow boys,
Yeah.
Wait, what was in Glasgow? Did I do that?
No.
No, I never. Did.
hockey stick
The
stuff,
hockey stick brooms are cool.
and the clothing stuff.
Yeah, we
you
did that.
both have always had my back and wanting to do those projects. So thank you both so much for just
Yeah,
being good
but also,
dudes.
how did that happen? How did that start? We didn't
forget.
start. I didn't come to you and say, "Hey, I love you're working this hockey thing that you're doing." You're like, "Hey, Georgie, what are you up to these days? Oh, what are you up to? Oh, we can make this hockey." Like, you sold me. I didn't have to.
I can
didn't
sell.
you on it.
I'm good. I'm a good salesperson.
Dude, you have all the intangibles. Then
I just, I don't want to say I hate it. I those roles got really tiring for me because, as much as these were great times together and, they were success stories, when you're in sales, you're asking something from someone. You need something from somebody else. You're selling them on why you are a necessity to them. And you're hoping that they receive that well. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I get that.
It's exhausting. It could be
100%.
anything, especially when you're going through your own client book, your own network of people, being like, all right, I've known this guy for 15 years. What can I do to connect with them again? It's not
That's
a
the
coffee.
hard- no, that's
it's
the
not a
hard part.
coffee. It's to hit a bottom line sales goal.
Yeah.
And I didn't love that. And that's why when I would go home after a hard sales day, when I would go home and I would be miserable, I'd go to my sketchbook and I'd do this. And I think that if I was selling this, maybe I would like sales. Maybe, because I've never really sold anything that I really loved. Maybe I just talked myself into this.
Eli, at the end of the day,
Holy shit! I think I just talked
Eli,
myself
at
into
the
that a
end of the
little
day,
bit.
There's no perfect time to do anything. You just have to
Yeah.
find the right time for you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's tomorrow. Maybe that's in a month from now. Maybe that's from a year from now. But just know that this at some point needs to happen. Because or else you're gonna
Yeah, you
got
gotta
to
do it. It's for- you gotta
and
do
you're
it
gonna
for
say,
yourself.
"Fuck! What if I did that?" You're gonna find some other dude that has something similar to this, and you kick yourself in the teeth. You see how Instagram has anonymous questions now?
No.
And I kick myself. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe it was kind of we had to find a way to do that. You never know. But I know that we fucking tried, and I will never kick myself in the teeth for not trying something.
There's a quote, I forget the exact wording of it. We could pull it
I
out
just
for
butcher
sure.
it anyways. Who cares?
No, it's something like the pain of something. Risk is worse than the pain of regret, or something like
I
that.
would get that. Yeah.
Something I forget the exact wording of it. Basically, it was like the pain of hard work does never outweighs the pain of regret. I think that's exactly what it was. And I said again, Instagram's got me by the balls. They know exactly what to show
Eli,
me.
I'm scrolling through like fucking hot girls on Instagram. Eli's scrolling through like motivational. fucking
Not
videos.
intentionally.
That
It's
was
just
my
that-
that was my TikTok algorithm for a while.
It's just
like
the next
guys,
one
like-
that comes
yeah.
up. It's just like this creaking
Bro, they
meadow
know,
in
man.
Switzerland telling me that if I don't start painting for money, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot later. And they're not
Man,
wrong.
It's
I
but that's
not
actually one of
wrong.
the things that probably like is some of the best advice you can give to like a kid or someone young or anybody in life is like just do everything that you think you might regret, like just do it. Man, yeah, it's just
the fear of regret.
You'll never
Are we
go
getting
so-
old now that we think about that kind of stuff? I never thought about that.
Oh no, I'm staying young.
But here, okay.
No, I suppose what you
I'm
mean.
gonna put you.
I
I'm
lived my
gonna
life
I'm
to
gonna
make
burst
sure I
that
had-
little bubble. When I was like 21, 22, when we all were, I'm not gonna get heavy, and I don't know anyone's personal stories, but you hear a tragedy, you hear something bad happening. How many times do you say that's not gonna happen to me? Not
Everybody
me, right?
thinks
We're
that.
invincible. It's not gonna happen to me. The news is the news. Now it's like holy shit, like. There's not that much time, like there's shit that can happen tomorrow. And that I've seen it happen to some of my closest friends and their families. And I never in a billion years, they probably never going to happen to us, and I thought that way all the time too. But now I'm 30 staring down the barrel of like, what's next? What am I going to do next? And like, it's scary, man. It's really freaking scary.
To your point though, and that's, yeah, like you obviously as you get older, you start to think like, what if things go tomorrow? What if this goes this way? What if I don't? But then it circles back to like, have I done everything in life that I want
That's
to do?
the thing. That's
And
the
it's
question.
this is
And the
a
answer is
weird
no.
thing.
The answer is no. This is one of those
Yeah.
no's.
This is a weird thing to say. I think it's a weird
Now
thing
you
to
just
say.
convince yourself to do
Even
it.
more.
Yeah.
But this is a weird thing to say. Like I, like, yeah, I that's what I always kept in the back of my mind is I kept saying like I definitely have probably some regrets somewhere, but I tell myself I have no regrets because I've done everything I've wanted to do. Because in actuality, like where I am in life today, like if I was somewhere else, I mean, I would never know. I did something differently, but like I'm very, very, very content and actually overjoyed with where I am right now. Feel very fortunate. But that's because I always kept telling myself, "Don't like I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I have no regrets." And that's almost from like high school. And yeah, did I make some bad decisions, bad judgments? Drink one night when I should have not, and had gone to a meeting, say something wrong to somebody, felt bad about it after.
Get too drunk on the Friday night of the member.
Yeah,
not
and
Saturday.
I remember. Yeah, like there's always things you think back you could have done differently.
I could have talked to Jordan Heitzman and told her to come on the podcast the day we saw her.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah,
Still can.
But everybody has those
try.
regrets, and if you want to not have that fear of like something happening to you, like I don't. Right now, because as confidently, I'm not staring down like the barrel of a gun or something like that. But like I don't fear like what's gonna happen if something happens, and that might be an unpopular opinion. It might sound kind of morbid, but it's not. Like
That's exactly how people should.
Yeah,
live.
like I think about it. Like I just like
I'm terrified of what you guys just said.
no,
bro, if I go tomorrow,
What?
I've done everything. What
well,
else? I'm very fortunate. When I was, and some things I did selfishly that like because I work with a family business and like it's kind of convolutions a little bit. Like when I left on my trip to travel for 13 months, that's a very selfish act. Like it wasn't benefiting the business to go. But like I knew I needed it personally, but I also the business needed it because it needed me to leave and come back as a better leader because I wasn't being the strongest leader. It's actually in some place being, maybe my ego was affecting things a little bit.
Right.
Not in a very bad way, but actually it wasn't helping. Me leaving was the best thing I did for myself and the business. Coincidentally, the only other time I left was to pursue the last thing in life that was like really, really hanging over my head. And that was like, to Ricky's point, all these ideas I have, I never act on them. That's why we did. One of the reasons that we jumped at Cast. Ricky jumps because he's the best yes man in the world. He will never tell you no to any of your ideas. Like he'll support everything. But yeah, like what, my next chapter is like, I want to have, family because you don't want to miss that. But like, go ahead.
So here's the question that I always ask people. Have you done everything that up until this point in your life that you've wanted to do? So my answer is yes. Again, will one day I want to have kids? Of course. And get married, of course. But would I want to get married right now and have kids right now? No, because I haven't found the perfect person to do that with. Right? So if I were to go tomorrow, I would fucking say hello, brother. I'm coming up. I'm going to be hanging out with Muhammad Ali, watching a Michael Jackson concert up there, bro. I'm going to be shaking it. I'm going to have the best time. I could easily go, man. I'd feel bad for Elaine and Frank and, John and my friends. But, man, I'd be having the best time. I told my mom, if I ever die before her, I don't want anybody wearing black at my funeral, and I want music playing the whole fucking time, like tropical house vibes. I want open bar.
Ricky wants his whatever's in his life insurance policy to go to Booking Kai. Go first.
I don't want anybody crying. I want everyone to know that, oh, man, trust me, I've done, to this point in my life, every single thing I've wanted to do. Like, people ask me, how are you right now? Bro, I don't think my life can get any better. Honestly.
Yeah, like
everything I want to do, I just go and fucking do.
I'll be crying hysterically.
Man, I love it. It's just because.
I'll cry. I miss Ricky.
What if we fucking go
I'll miss
tomorrow?
like, making fun of him and crying.
Bro, you remember Steve Villella?
Yeah, dude.
Brain aneurysm.
I walk my
31 years old.
Yeah, dude.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I walk my dog through Dell every day, and I remember hearing about that recently, like last week.
3 weeks ago.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Imagine that's you.
At the West End. I haven't seen him in a long time. But at the West End.
I will never go knowing that I have regrets. That's why I'll fucking do everything I can. Now you're talked into it, Eli.
I think, you know what's,
it's a good, it's a very, like, it's a good feeling to have, man. You're always going to be stressed out. Like, dude, I have ADD every day, and I guess, like, today, we got recruiting some new positions at work, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to hire these people. I'm going away soon. Like, I freak out still a little bit. Like, life doesn't get easier. Nothing gets easier. In fact, it gets harder, and you get a little more pressure.
Let's go for a drink tonight.
But if you just, like, man,
sips.
you just gotta
couple cocktails.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think, you know what, and
maybe we'll see.
I will say that this isn't the first time I've ever had this conversation. No. It's the first time I've had this conversation with two buds. Therapy is huge. So
we're gonna look back on this episode in like 5 years from now.
You know what, man? I think right now this was so great for me too, because you two both have done taken risks, and like. I think I should. I really do. I think I owe it to myself because like this thing that you said about tropical house funerals, I don't want that first and foremost. I want people to be wearing nice suits and stuff. Look good.
Bro,
Look
pick
good.
up a nice suit.
Look
You
good.
wear it to like
Look good
the
for me,
fucking
please.
Kentucky Derby or something. I want people
look
fucking,
good for me,
I want
please.
some fly hats. I want some fucking blue, white linen
I
suits
want you to
and
bring this shit back to like ancient Egypt and hire some criers. I want you to hire some like professional.
Nah, man.
Do you know about that?
No.
They used to have I don't know. They like basically.
Oh, that
like,
would cry like nonstop as a sign.
whalers. They're actresses and actors that would be hired at funerals for like pharaohs and
that happens
kings.
today in North Korea.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, how do you even know that?
Whalers?
You've never been
Did
there.
did you know that?
No.
You know in North Korea, like I don't know where I saw this, but like when they do something about like Kim Jong Un, is it Un Il? Which one is it?
One of the
One
two.
of them. When he was sick or something, like people they'd have this big assembly, parades of people, and they would cry and like
Yeah.
if you stop crying first, like you're going to the
Professional
gulag.
whalers, man.
I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. That's a real thing. Like people would get
It's a real
sent
shit.
to do. Yeah, like you had to like you can pull up a video like they hysterically cry, or if it's a good thing, just applauding like it's like they just
Would
like
you ever go if you could?
North Korea. No. Nope.
There's a marathon.
I can't.
There's
like,
a marathon that you can like. I know a buddy of you. Remember Aaron Chamberlain, high school?
yeah.
I ran into him a few months ago.
Right on.
Yeah.
He ran the North Korean marathon like
He's fucking shredded too.
Ran
years
a
ago.
North
Yeah.
Korean marathon.
Yeah, and yeah. I
Are
can't.
you sure?
Couldn't be more positive.
North Korea.
As north as it would get in the
Come
Korean
on.
of the two. Yes.
I saw Phil Alan the other day.
Yeah.
He was a chef at Melrose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a runner too. I've been bugging him. I've been
You
texting
got buddies who
him.
are runners, man. Like
And he's
introduce me
also
to
a
these guys.
cyclist. He bikes.
Dude, he is.
I need more
crushing
runner- I
it,
need
bro.
more
Ronus
run.
just did a marathon.
Ronas is nuts. Try
he's
to do
fucked.
marathon. This guy does like Ironmans and shit.
I want to see Aaron Chamberlain.
That's crazy. North Korea. You
You
know,
doing a
aside-
marathon? You said?
I'm doing a marathon. Yeah, I'm doing the. Shout out to Becca. Becca and I are both running the New York City Marathon.
Wow, fantastic.
So I've applied.
I've seen that. Sam Johnson ran it, and I attended as a guest, so that was a lot
It's
of fun.
cool?
Basically, I ran it with you.
Okay, basically, pretty much. Was it cool though? A good experience.
So sick.
It looks cool. She watches like we watch vlogs in the morning, like it's like our morning routine. We don't watch the news and shit.
Aw.
But we watch. So it's her routine. I just kind of like I watch vlogs too.
It's
so
a great
There's only one
routine to
TV
pick-
in the house. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great routine to piggyback on.
She always tells me if I try to put like sports on in the morning, which was my morning routine before, she goes, "You're ruining my morning." I was like, so my routine's out the window.
It's
I guess
gone.
That's what
It's
happens
dead.
when you start.
It's a
to-
better one. It's a better
No,
one.
but you know what? It's cool. Like we watch stuff that like, so if we're training for a marathon, watch marathon vlogs. Watch going to travel to Greece vlogs. So you're getting information.
I like
basically.
that.
It's cool. It's actually a good routine. We watched the New York City ones to get prepared for it. It looks absolutely insane. Like
Oh, yeah.
insane in a good way and a hard way. Because you have to ferry like to Staten Island
Mm-hmm.
at like 6 a.m. and then you start in staggered times from like 9 a.m. through to like noon.
Yeah. Sam Johnson ran it, and it was a pretty cool spectacle to
Yeah.
watch. I'm not a runner. Running was always punishment
Same. I
for
still hate
hockey.
it.
You know, like if you had a bad game, run. You're late, run. You got blown out the night before.
Yeah,
run.
remember bag skates or whatever they were called?
But like that's the thing. Running to
My
me, so I
fucking goalie
so
equipment
the
on doing
in
that
terms of the going back to the like thing about ADDing and calming down. One of the things I did a lot during like the first lockdown of the pandemic, I was trying to do at least, maybe the second one, was meditate. Like I just like
Nice.
to get more peace of mind, sit in silence, whatever. And I actually enjoyed it. But then I started getting back to my days where I'd be like irritable when I wake up in the morning or too hyperactive and the one thing that to me was like that translated well to like the meditating aspect was running. Is when you get in a flow state and
Yeah.
you run, you just kind of like your brain is clearing thoughts. And from when I was using Headspace, one of the things they said, which I did not know and I thought it was cool, is like meditating is not about having like no thoughts because it's hard. It's about like when the thought enters your mind, like you just acknowledge it, but let it pass. It's like watching cars go by in traffic, which I thought was a cool
Yeah.
analogy.
I like
so
that.
the thought kind of comes in your head and out your head. Like you just gotta let it go. Don't like latch on. And that could be wrong. If any meditators out there correct me, feel free. But when I run, the same thing happens. Like, and even now, and I give Becca a lot of credit for this. Like, she can run with no headphones on for like hours on end. She's like very.
I do too. I work out without headphones.
So I started doing that, and like when I run down the headphones, is great. It's like
Yeah.
clears your mind, all that stuff.
I definitely at one time I was like, back in the day I couldn't work out without headphones or pre-workout. I would literally go home if I forgot one of the two. Like I've opened the bag, nope, I'd leave.
Honestly, I'm almost there.
Right,
But I refuse to let that happen because I leave extra headphones in my car at all times.
So one time I forgot my headphones and I had a book in my bag instead. So I was like, I'm not going to leave. I got to do something. And I read my book riding my bike for like 45 minutes, like Tabata, whatever it was, sweating onto the book, whatever. But like, I preferred it over music. I preferred it. Like, I didn't look at my phone one time. So now it's to the point where like I leave my phone in the car, go work out, and come back to it. I don't even look at no music.
I don't
no
my phone when I
nothing.
run. I just put my Apple Watch on and I go
straight up, just kind of zone out. And it's the best time when I used to work out all the time was at my old job. We were allowed to work out at lunch. Take as long a lunch break as you want, as long as you're bettering yourself, you know? So like,
that's pretty cool.
Some people were taking English classes because it was in Quebec, and we went to the gym. And when at the gym, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use this quiet time to map out what I need to do for the afternoon. And it was so effective. And it all started without any music. I'm very, very pro no music working out.
It circles back to that again. This brings it all to the point of like, find that thing that you love doing and like quiets that noise in your head and all those things. I mean, just like that is the ultimate goal in life.
If I do,
Peace of mind.
If I do, it's a podcast or an audiobook. Like I don't listen to tunes anymore very often.
I rarely put music on.
I'm the complete opposite of both of you.
Yeah.
I want rap bangers, big room progressive house. And I'll do like 4 sets of bench press and forget that I was even at the gym.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, you know those days where you're driving, you're just zoning out, you're driving, like, fuck, how the hell did I get here? That'll be me during a workout.
That's your recipe. That works for
really need
you.
stimulation, eh? Like to like.
Sometimes just like I was talking about this the other podcast about in the morning how I just want to listen to like nothingness.
Oh, that's
I want to hear people talk. I want to hear music, but I don't want any serious talks. Like I know I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna have to deal with BS and work and. In the morning, I listen to Kiss 92.5 or 999, and it's such lighthearted bullshit conversations. And like sometimes I don't even really listen to what I'm hearing. I just like you hear the odd laugh here, you hear the odd chirp here, you hear the odd song here, and I love it. I get to the gym, I'll literally there's maybe 3 or 4 playlists I've been listening to recently. It's either like my new music playlist, which is 8 or 9 songs max, my top 25 most played songs on my Apple. There's like an EDM like summer house playlist from Apple, or my rap bangers playlist.
Yeah.
And I put on one of those. Sometimes I'll be at the gym for 2 hours and I don't even realize I was there for 2 hours. Like today I did the Stairmaster for 50 minutes before I got here. And I only did this. I actually didn't go to do the Stairmaster. It's just because started working out. Let me do my 5 minutes. I got a phone call. Then I got to check this email. Let me respond to this email. Okay. Then I got another phone call. Then next thing I know, I was like, I'm at 40 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, obviously I don't have time to lift weights. I might as well just do another 10.
Yeah.
And just like that, 50 minutes on the stairs, 600 calories. Baby.
Yeah,
Boom.
I hate the Stairmaster. I can't do that shit. I could run for 2 hours, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
We all got a recipe. We all got something that makes us tick. And I think that's
Everybody's different.
identifying that and figuring out what works for you in every way is half the battle of this crazy little world that we live in.
All right.
Straight
I'm going to
up.
start to wrap this up. But before we wrap this up, since nobody did ask me what kind of salad I like the most.
Oh, you know what's funny? I knew we forgot to ask that.
Salad.
I'm going to tell you this.
Yes.
Because I had a bomb salad a couple weeks ago. I don't remember where it was. It might have been Nicole's wedding, actually, where they charcoaled or they barbecued the lettuce. So it was a
Nicole
Caesar
Gattani.
salad. Yeah.
No, it wasn't her wedding.
Oh.
Was it?
And they had a beet salad or something.
Oh, yeah. So it was Nicole. It was somewhere recently, maybe within the last 2 months. They barbecued or charcoaled the salad. And I was like, I hate warm salad. This is going to be fucking weird.
No, it's good.
It was bomb.
Warm
So
salad.
Caesar salad with the lettuce barbecued. They didn't cut it up, so you have to cut it up yourself, which not the end of the world. But it was bomb. So my answer is a charcoaled Caesar salad.
Never even heard of it.
I want the fucking croutons. I want the bacon. I want the lettuce. I want the dressing. I want it all.
You know
Frank
what
is
else
sickened
really
by
good?
that.
You want something really, you want like, this is one of my favorite things. You know radicchio? How do you say radicchio?
Yeah. The red ones.
Radicchio, yeah. It's a little bitter. One of my favorite things to eat. You
Ice it up?
grill it, or like you have a pan, like you just like sear the sides so it gets kind of warm. Chop it like coarse, so like in like cubes almost, like big chunks. Throw it in a bowl, a little bit of oil and balsamic glaze, salt and pepper.
Balsamic glaze.
The glaze.
Ooh.
Balsamic glaze is good.
Ooh, you guys ever do like tomatoes? With a little bit of sea salt and balsamic glaze on it?
I just do tomatoes and sea salt. Like that's all I could.
Oh, a little. Oh man, try balsamic.
Is that a little caprese salad with a little bit of the bocconcini on it too?
Bocca cheese.
I don't know the hype behind bocconcini.
Well, it's
bland.
It's flavorless
I
cheese.
can never eat
I hate
cheese on
that.
its own.
It's fake.
Cheese was something else.
Fake
when
news.
cheese is my secondary item, I love it.
Oh, I
You're
could eat and bring any cheese here. The smelliest cheese, anything.
Yes.
I'll eat it.
No,
Absolutely.
Like feta, don't like it. Put it with my cucumbers and my tomatoes, love it. Bocconcini, hate it. Put it with my fucking tomatoes, love it. Any cheese on the
You like
charcuterie board.
You like tomatoes?
No, I'm a cucumber guy. Any cheese on the charcuterie board?
That's a fast answer. I love tomatoes.
Any cheese on the charcuterie board? Can't touch it. Give me some
Really?
prosciutto. I'll fucking wrap up the cheese and I'll make a little sandwich.
no,
with it.
cheese is my
Really? I'm
favorite thing-
opposite.
my
No,
favorite
I
thing to
fucking
eat.
hate it.
I think cheese is my favorite thing to eat.
Mozzarella,
I love
ew.
cheese.
Like, you know cheese sticks? You know the ones
Cheese
where
strings?
Yeah, those.
Yeah, you got this podcast now. Like, just like any cheese strings.
I hate it. Hate them.
That's
What?
interesting.
Hate them.
Why is that? Are you lactose?
No. No. I
Does
poo
milk-
after anytime I eat any dairy product, but I don't think I'm actually lactose. I think it's just my metabolism.
I just
poo
get a
after
really,
everything.
I just get
Yeah.
a really vicious stomach ache every time I eat.
No,
dairy
I don't get stomach
products.
aches. But anytime I have like ice cream, hey, if you guys, well, we're gonna wrap it up after this point. But George, I want to ask you because you live close there, and Eli, I feel like you might have been there too. Dairy cream.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Mississauga.
I heard it's the best soft serve in the city of Toronto.
It's like
Dairy
Tom's
cream. I was gonna say
Dairy
dairy freeze. I
cream.
know of.
So Tom's,
Dairy cream's off. Dairy
Tom's a
cream
big
is
one,
off at Cawthra,
And Lakeshore.
Cawthra and Lakeshore.
Yeah.
Tom's Dairy Freeze in Mimico next to them.
Yeah.
Like, near
It's
where I am. Queensway
Queensway
and
and-
Royal York-ish, just west.
is
just
it
east.
better or worse than Tom's?
I haven't had dairy cream in a while. I had
Ooh.
Tom's Dairy Freeze maybe a month or so ago with Bex, and like it was good.
What's the spot at St. Clair that I'm thinking of? It's way St.
Oh,
Clair.
you're thinking of the one with the orange sign,
Yeah.
Dairy King, Dairy.
Freeze.
Dairy St. Clair Dufferin. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's when you're talking about. It's across from the steak place, but they got rid of the
Yes.
steak place.
And you know what's interesting? No,
There's the
no,
park
it's Steak
there.
Place.
The park.
It's the west. It's the southwest corner.
Yes.
That. Okay,
Yeah.
You know what's interesting?
What's that? Is that not called Dairy
Guaranteed
Freeze?
these were. I like guarantee. I know they were all owned by Greeks at one point.
They still are.
It's such a. It's like those either like a charbroiled burger place or like an ice cream place. Greeks. You know how many Greeks own Dairy Queens?
Greeks.
You out of your? Of course.
Yeah.
Nothing more accurate was said today than that.
If I walked into a diner, you know what's interesting? When I was living on when I was on Camden, there's a place called Avenue Kitchen, like a greasy spoon.
Buddy, it looks bomb.
It actually is a very good small
You know
little.
the craziest part? They close on fucking Saturdays and Sundays or
Yeah.
something.
It's a small like deli
Tell
counter.
me you
kind of.
launder money without telling me you fucking launder money.
Cash only. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A restaurant that's closed on Saturday and Sunday past noon.
Listen, I grew up on the Danforth. You know, I Tikanis, Georgie.
Kala.
Tom-
But the one on Avenue Kitchen, whatever. How are we getting to this point about? I
Laundering
walk
money.
in. It's a diner, so I walk in there. I look at it. I literally first day I live in the condo. I walk in. I look around.
Hey,
I'm like
Greek.
I was like, they go sit me down. I'm like, you're Greek? They're like, yeah. How'd you know? I was like, this looks like a Greek establishment. They look so. There's
Brother,
like,
they have their little kids washing
Johnny's
the dishes.
best,
in the back.
best
you
burgers
just
in
no. You can
Johnny's
just see the guy.
Johnny's charbroiled hamburgers. I will shout
Oh,
this
on
place
Victoria
out.
Park and thing.
Absolutely. Burgers, this, but they'll always have the little chicken souvlaki there option, and I always get the tzatziki on my burger. And they're like, "You've been here before?" I was like, "You better believe I've been here before."
want
They
first
don't
you-
offer lettuce.
Lettuce.
No lettuce.
You know what they say if you ask for lettuce?
Mm.
They'll come back Sunday. We'll give you lettuce. It's closed on
Close.
Sundays.
You know, Eli. First time I ever went to a
Sunday.
teppanyaki restaurant was with Eli.
Oh God, was that Memories of
That
Japan
sounds
by
racist.
like it's Japanese.
What, you just spit it? You done disconnected it? You've probably been turning that thing.
It's probably like Memories of Japan by like Just Hockey when we were kids.
You have to twist this thing. You just fucking. This guy just took the fucking stand off.
Whatever.
Do you twist
one,
this thing?
too.
You mess this thing up.
No, I never touched that part. Oh,
Oh.
didn't even turn.
How the fuck did you come?
We're wrapping things up anyway. That's it. Ricky's getting instructive.
Yeah, an hour and a
Eli,
half.
buddy, I had a blast. Thank you.
It's just nice to talk to you, gentlemen.
It is. It's
Always,
always a pleasure.
Always is.
Eli,
That's
people,
fun. This was the fastest hour and a half episode we've ever had.
yeah,
That was an hour and a half?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Eli,
Sorry.
if people want to find out more about you, your art, if they want to purchase a custom design, maybe soon you'll be doing this full time. Who knows? Where can they go? How can they get in contact with you? Give them the details.
DM me at Eli Kimmer. That'd be Instagram or my website, elikimmer.com.
I didn't even know you had a website.
Yeah, or get my number from you.
Hit me up. I'll put you in touch with my boy Eli.
Yeah, I want to go for coffee with this.
We'll set this up.
Awesome
I'm
dude.
gonna set this up for you.
I
I'll come
got-
too,
I-
just because I want to be there.
Yeah, I just really want someone else to push me over the ledge like that.
Buddy, he fucking will.
I need to hear one more
Bro,
time.
I shoot my
You
shots,
both- dude.
This
you
is
both
the king
did.
of shooting his shots.
This is I
He's
look
the king.
Don't know the guy, but
Shout out to Richardi.
Look up to him. I want
He's
I
fucking
want to
awesome.
do that
I
very
love him.
much.
I
So
love him. He's launching new shorts. Did you see on Instagram?
I think so.
He's got
I
black
had
with
to
the blue
Instagram
heart,
back for like a day because
and then he's got the orange. I'll screenshot send you a picture. If you made it to the end of this, we love you. We appreciate you. Follow Eli. Hit him up for some art. Follow us. Share this with your friends. And other than that, signing off, pals. Cheers.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain. And I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high got low. No one